but let's move on to other stories related to the central bank, because the governor, Dr. Ernest Addison, says his outfit will soon launch a risk-based approach in conducting supervision on banks. According to him, recent research by the central bank reveals that some banks do not have the proper structure and receive and address complaints of customers, whilst others do not have a transparent credit delivery process, resulting in high cost of borrowing, among others. He therefore believes that the risk-based approach, when implemented, will ensure that banks are more efficient and sounder. He was speaking at the launch of the Ghana Bankers' Voice magazine by the Ghana Association of Bankers.
Research shows that some banks have poor customer relations because their activities appear centered on one area of specialization. The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, indicated that a risk-based approach will be launched soon to ensure efficient supervisions at banks.
To further ensure that consumer protection is adequately worked on, the Bank of Ghana is in the process of implementing a risk-based approach to conduct supervision. This means that the bank will move from the thematic silo-based conduct supervision to a more efficient risk-based conduct supervision. And all banks will be expected to put in place measures to mitigate such conduct risks.
Speaking at the launch, Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Bankers says a partnership with the National Development Bank will enable banks to give out long-term funding. This, he says, will help banks properly support businesses.
Cost of long-term funding in the country is very high because people are looking at what is the benchmark around. We're working closely with our partners to ensure that we have access to the right funding mechanism to be able to extend long-term credit. We also see that partnering strongly with the proposed development bank can also be a very good avenue to having access to long-term funding to enable us intervene properly in the market.
Meanwhile, senior partner at KPMG, Anthony Sapon, says the pandemic led to the revolution of the banking industry. He believes that this has contributed immensely to the recovery of the economy.
If you look at the role of the banks, it was important that during this pandemic, one, they made sure that funds are available for the production sector to restart so that things can come into where we need them. And then again, to make arrangements so that people can have access to credit so they can get what they want. The second important role that they did was the pandemic put all of us on hold, and therefore quickly banks needed to have an arrangement where you can be at home but you can still access your banking services, which is the virtual and digitization that we're talking about. And that way you can see in Ghana our banks were more or less prepared for that.